Welcome back to another video. Today I'm talking about what if Itachi was Obito, or at least Itachi was in that same predicament as Obito, whereas Obito went with Madara and Madara became his master. Now, in terms of that, Itachi never really had a sensei or master in the series, since we don't know who he trained at the Jonin level, since he superseded expectations, became a Jonin, a Chunin, and then a Chonin much earlier on than regular shinobi, especially during the times of war. So as we know, at least according to the novel, he was on equal footing to his father. Take that with a grain of salt, because I still think Fugaku would have won that fight just based off of experience. And he was on equal footing to Shisui, though he technically stated he never won a fight against Shisui. So Shisui was the better capable fighter, and Shisui is the only person, even though they're similar ages, that actually trained Itachi. Other than that, he had very little lessons with his father, accordingly. All right, taking outside of filler. Right, in terms of that, now with Itachi being a protege, being a master of genjutsu, and having one of Shisui's eyes, and being under the tutelage of Madara, oh my goodness. One thing that's always held Itachi back, of course, is his sickness and the way and his blindness that kept from his overuse of the Sharingan, eventually causing his downfall and then death by Sasuke, all according to his plan. But if he's taking under the tutelage of Madara, especially at such a young age, maybe his life and point of views are different. Now, does that mean the Uchiha massacre still happens? Maybe. Probably still does happen. I mean, it was rather that or coup d'etat, and they would have to face against the collective bargaining of Konoha, and they still would have lost. So evidently the Uchiha still all die no matter what. But maybe Itachi still swoops in, saves his brother Sasuke, and Sasuke still is on a vengeful tour against Itachi in whatever aspects. Right? But in terms of training, and now he's getting pumped in with Hashirama cells, which would consistently repair his vision, consistently repair whatever his sickness was. Leave in the comment section if you know his sickness name. I certainly don't. I know there's theories out there, but I personally don't. Now with Madara teaching him and him having Hashirama cells, meaning that he never has to worry about going blind. You know, we saw Obito with the Zetsus and the Hashirama cells never being able to go blind, even though he spanned Kamui to the max. Even then, under a couple of years, Obito was able to, training with Madara, able to control the Nine Tails, and under his direction, able to at least almost make a tag on the fourth hole. Almost make a tag under Minato. Now, as we know, Obito is not as talented as Itachi, so under the tutelage of Madara, he would still be able to gain vast experience, and also maybe well, if he has two Sharingans, right, he still has the Susanoo, so he would show Itachi how to fully utilize his Susanoo, especially since it's half, since Itachi would never gain the EMS, or at least Itachi never wanted to gain the EMS. So maybe he gets the EMS this time as well. So maybe he gets the full body Susanoo, as well as some of the abilities Madara teaches him, as far as I know, especially with his Amaterasu. You know, his garner for hatred towards the leaf will become more and more, and Itachi's fully based on morals, but maybe since Itachi is young at this point in time, Madara is able to mold him into a young Madara Uchiha, because nothing is stopping Itachi with Hashirama cells and with Zetsu cells consistently able to repair his vision. He would be able to go up against Minato after a couple of years, and wow, they is playing cops and robbers outside my household. Oh, y'all hear that? Why are they over my house? Hold on. Oh, I'm sorry. I had to take a pause in this. Alright, I think they're gone. I'm not going to edit that out. Too much work. But with that, with Itachi now learning under Madara, his Materasu, his techniques are more precise than others. Now, he still probably does die to Sasuke. I mean, that is inevitably his end goal. Now, if Madara is able to seep in the hatred for the leaf, what the leaf took from him, what the leaf did to his family, and turn all that blame, as Itachi was a very smart and capable shinobi, and is able to be manipulated like that, you know, then it would be over for the Leaf, because he would be on par, if not far stronger than Minato, especially with the hacks that Obito once gave him, and nothing would stop him. It would be able to control the Nine Tails, mostly get everyone into a genjutsu. If he is able to gain access to the EMS, he can. It's not like he didn't want to, but he could gain access to the EMS, and within that, he'd be folding everyone from the Leaf. Maybe the Seinen would have to gang up to give Itachi more of a bit of a trouble, but I mean, nothing would stop Itachi up until the very last war arc, where Naruto, if Sasuke's still alive, Sasuke, as well as other people, have to gain those Sage of Six Pass abilities. Now you have 2 Rinnegan users, and Itachi's more skilled than Obito ever was. Within that, so now you have 2 proteges, 2 people far stronger than the iteration of Obito and Madara, especially a conflicted Obito at that. Yeah, they would fold the entire shinobi world until Naruto and Sasuke were able to get those Sage of Six Paths power-ups. That is where everyone would lose, unfortunately, because once they get those power-ups, they just enter into a different realm of power in Naruto universe. So that's how I would scale, Itachi if he was to be trained under Madara. He would exceptionally fold the entire verse until Sage of Six Paths were to come into play. That's just a different power of reckoning. Now, if Itachi were to gain that Jubitachi form, at least in that same sense, Jubito, just because that's an incomplete version of the Ten Tails Jinchuriki, he would still lose to that Sage of Six Paths Naruto and Sasuke into that jumping, just off the benefactor of that is an incomplete version of the Ten Tails. But he'd still figure out a way to fold people. It'd be crazy with Jubitachi. But y'all could debate that in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts. I think at least this version of Itachi, would fold the entire shinobi world up until Sage of Six Paths. That gets a little tricky. Of course, Itachi would find a way to maneuver and make the fight more difficult, as we know Itachi couldn't do. But eventually, he would just be overpowered and lose. Other than that, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.